singers, I'm Sara and this is singingtv.com. Together you and I, we are making singing simple. I am back. It is 2014, if you can believe it, and I am getting ready to make a lot of content this year. I've been sort of off the wagon, so to speak, in terms of my singing TV video production, and I really am committing to making a lot more videos and creating a lot of content for you this year, so you can look forward to that. I want to address something today that I get probably the most, at least in-person comments about. And what I mean is when people come to my studios to study voice lessons, what they say is there's a big break between their chest register and their head, or their chest and their mix, middle. We hear much less of a difference in terms of the transition between mix and head. In any case, what I mean is, if when you sing you sound a little bit like a 14-year-old boy whose voice is changing, or right, you can hear that instead of ooh, a nice smooth registral shift so that your whole range sounds like one instrument. I want to give you an exercise, and there'll be more, but I'm going to give you an exercise that helps with that. So this is a very specific exercise. I call it the Ngya Ngyas. I also happen to call it, and all my students at the college know this because they all have roommates, I call it the roommate killer. The reason I call it the roommate killer is because it's a really ugly sounding exercise. So keep in mind, remember that this exercise is just an exercise. That's what exercises are. We start them and we do them so that we can apply them, or the ideas or the techniques that we grow into learning later. The exercise has a specific point, so even though it's kind of ugly sounding and it can be loud and really kind of grating on the ears, there's a point behind it. And the point is that we want to bring our sound forward. We want to get much more resonance in the nasal passages, or what some people call the mask, right here behind the face, where, let's see, in the nose and the nasal passages. Let's see if I can show you here. Boom, right there. And so that's what this exercise does. Keep in mind, it's just an exercise. It sounds kind of ridiculous, and that's really the point of it. So we're going to start, for females, I'll start at about a D5. And it goes like this. Sometimes making a little face can actually help. I know this whole thing is like a ridiculous sounding and looking exercise, but you'll have to trust me on this one. I want you to stay in your upper register in your mix, or if you consider your higher register, your head register, that too. So I don't want you to move down to chest voice. And it's going to sound, as you heard, really, really grating, really, really loud. It's that nasal Fran Drescher-y in the nanny sound. And that's exactly what we're going for here. Of course, we don't actually want to sing like this when we're singing a song. We apply this later. But for now, let's go down by half steps. If it helps you to make a face like this, to get that air moving and focused right here in the mask, that's fine too, like that. Last one. Let's go back up. Remember, don't slip into chest register, into your lowest full register. We don't want that. We want actually with me, and this is interesting, is you can make it as nasal as you can. So that it's not Ngya, 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 but actually Ngya, 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 at first. And what we do with that really kind of nasty, really nasal sound is eventually, when you really master that, when you can really do that without having to work for it, particularly is, we open that up and we relax it a little bit more. Instead of where you make this face and everything's really, really focused in the nose and it sounds extra nasal, we go and then we have in our mixed register eventually we can get to this place where as long as you're relaxed, you can really feel and you can sense that the sound is coming much more forward when I'm in that register and when I'm in that part of my range, and I don't lose sound, I don't lose focus, I don't lose some of the brightness in my tone, so that if I'm singing something up here, la 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 la, I don't have to feel like I need to yell it in my chest register, right? If I try that in my chest register, la 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 la, it starts to feel a little bit uncomfortable if I get that high. I have to do it a little bit lower. So la 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 la, or hey, hey, that kind of thing. So I call that the Ngya Ngyas. I hope that was helpful. Remember, you're gonna have to do this for a while before you start to really notice that this is something you can recall or call upon right away. But it really, really, really can help. Now, that was for females. If you're a guy, I would say you probably start right about here, about a fifth below. And going down. So hopefully that was helpful in terms of both finding the range for you to do the exercise in and to get a lot of that forward nasal sound. Remember, it's got to start sounding really ugly and extra bright, and eventually we'll do away with that. So I hope that that helped. I think that's one of my favorite exercises. Remember, we call it the Ngya Ngyas or the roommate killer. Please do follow Singing TV here at Facebook and at Singing TV at Twitter. If you've got any questions, feel free to tweet them at us at Singing TV or put it on the Facebook page or here on YouTube. Thanks so much. I'm Sara. This is Singing TV. Together, you and I, we're making singing simple.